Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. I just wanted to do an early check-in, I guess, for this week's video because I didn't make an episode last week. Wednesday is being so sus, she keeps getting out of bed and scurrying around the room. Because I didn't make an episode last week. Having said that, the response to the What's in My Bag video was so good, so thank you for that. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. I was really glad to be able to make the first of the 15k videos. I will make the second one, the autism Q&A thing, but I'll kind of have to wait a bit until I feel like ready to talk about it like that, I guess, because it's a bit intense. Wednesday is sussing me out so bad. If you can hear any really weird suspicious noises, just please ignore them. Okay, so I finished the fourth in that trashy vampire series. I can't remember if I already told you this, but I finished the fourth one. The drama was immense. It was such a laugh, like, and knowing that everything would turn out well at the end, because they always do, they follow like a formula. The stories all have like a formula, or like it's very beginning, middle, end, like it's so I knew things were going to be fine. I knew they were going to reconcile, but the drama in the middle was so funny, like, especially because you know they'll get back together. It was just hilarious. Like, I had a really funny time reading this one. It was good. I thought the first like 100 pages really dragged, and then I read it all in like a night. So I never do a good job of talking about these books, but I think if you've read serial romance novels before, like pulpy romance novels, then you know what kind of read they are. They're not particularly challenging or like very, I don't know how to explain it, because I always feel like I sound disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be. I really enjoy these books, that's why I buy them, and that's why I read them. Like, they're like junk food for the brain is the only way to explain it. Does that make sense? Like, should we eat McDonald's? No, but sometimes we do because it tastes good even though we know it's terrible. And it's kind of like that, I guess. Like, it's not challenging, and it's very character driven rather than plot driven or world driven. Like, it's just effortless fun, I guess. I'll leave it at that because I don't know how to explain it. I read this one, The King of Battle and Blood, as I said I would. It was in my read list for October. I probably wouldn't have bought this if I had known what it was. I bought this on the fly because I went to the bookshop with a list of books to read in October and they had none of them. So I bought this impulsively, thinking it sounded okay. When I got home, I realised that it was the same series as the Persephone and Hades ones that I had kept looking at on Goodreads and then reading their reviews and then not buying. And I didn't clock that when I bought it. So, I mean, the blurb sounded okay. And then I read it, and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't hard. I really tore through it. Like, I don't know how to talk about it. It sounds really daft, I'm so sorry, but like, I read the whole book in 24 hours. So can I really say that it's bad or that I didn't enjoy it when I read it so fast? But this is not a good book. Like, it was like the whole first half was so smut heavy from the get-go that I was a bit shook. Like, I didn't realize that's what I was getting into. And then the author crammed like all of the plot basically into like the second half of the book to make up for it, I guess, or to tidy up the story. So when it actually got into the plot, it was kind of interesting. There were some plot holes, I think, but it wasn't a bad read. Like, the characters were really compelling. I was really into the characters and I really wanted it to work out. Like, I was rooting for them. So can I say that it was bad? Like, I don't know, but I can't say that it was good either. It was a journey. I read it really fast and it was fun. I was rooting for them. So I'll leave it there. I'm not going to read the Persephone and Hades ones. I'm just going to have read this one. If they bring out a sequel, I can't even say that I wouldn't read it. Like, I don't know how I felt about this book. Like, I don't know if I would recommend it. It's so smart heavy. That's what you should be aware of. Next, I think I'm going to read this one, which is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This just came out in the UK for the first time, I think, and it was originally released in America with an indie publisher, I think, and it had the nicest cover. And this is the new cover. I don't like it. I'll insert a picture of the old cover because it was so beautiful. And I saw this in one of Kat's videos, so full credit, thank you for the recommendation. And I'll put like the title of her channel so you can see, because she did a series of reading vampire books for October and that was really fun, or for a week or something, and it was great and I got so many recommendations from that. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna start it today, I think. This is leading me on to the next thing, is that I was meant to pack the rest of the shop orders and ship them yesterday, but my supplier sent me the wrong size envelopes for the second time. So I got double held up, and now they're not gonna be here until Thursday. So I think I'm gonna have to ship them on Friday, which is really annoying, but that's why I went for a big walk yesterday, because I didn't want to have another meltdown about it and be really upset and stressed. Basically, I didn't want to let it ruin my week again. So I'm just rolling with it, and I will ship them on Friday because there's nothing I can do until then. Like, I literally can't do anything. I was out yesterday in town looking everywhere for packs of envelopes and they just don't sell them. So I did what I can, and now I just have to do something else. So I'm gonna read this book. I think that's what I'm gonna do today. It feels productive, so. And I think if I remember correctly, this is like a retelling of Carmilla. But I will let you know once I'm some of the way in or when I finished it. I'm really excited for this one. Really excited. What else? I want to show you this because I showed this in last episode. I saw it in WH Smith. I went back and bought it because in the middle there's this massive breakdown of like vampires in cinema, and it's really fun. So just wanted to show you that for anyone else who's super into vampires. Like, it's a fun time. There's some good reading and some films I actually hadn't heard of, so yeah. There's also breakdowns of things like The Midnight Club, which I'm currently watching. That was a lucky flip. The Midnight Club, which is the new Mike Flanagan. I am like a Flanistan, if you will. I've watched all of his stuff and it's so good. Like, I really love it. And recently I realized that like all my favorite horror movies are also directed by him. So I'm watching this. I'm having a good time. I read the book, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago in preparation for this. And it's been really fun to draw the comparisons and to see the little Easter eggs or the hints at the book, because it's very different from the book, but there are a lot of little nods to it, and that's really nice. There's also a massive breakdown of like the new Halloween film and stuff, so it's just fun. Not really sitting here recommending a magazine, but this bumper Halloween issue has been a really good read. Can't say that I normally buy any kind of SFX or movie magazines, but fun. Anything that can get me more in the Halloween mood at this point, to be honest. I'm grasping at straws. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was that I ordered some bits from an illustration mutual who actually went to the same art school that I did, and it's by Mill and Mouse. I'll put the Instagram at because I'm terrible at remembering things. But I ordered some Halloween bits from their Halloween launch, and they're really cute. I got this memo pad, which I'm using for my Halloween to-do list. Hang on, I have it. I squeeze them in the back of here and they fit just about. So this is my Halloween to-do list I've been working on, and it's just super cute for that. And then, where to put? I also have this envelope full of bits that I haven't opened yet because I was saving it for this. So I'll show you. Everything was packaged so nicely as well. It's always super cute. Ooh. I don't want to rip it. Okay, got it. Wednesday has just gotten out of her bed, so mentally prepare yourself for the chaos. Cute little card. Here we go. This is the info, but I'll still put it in I will still link it in the description. Some little stickers, a note that I will read in my own time. Some little stickers. No, Wednesday in your bed. A vampire little mouse, a bookmark, which is super cute. I'd never really have any actual bookmarks. I'm always using receipts and scraps of paper, so I thought that I would get a nice bookmark. And Halloween stickers from their Halloween launch, which are super cute. I think I'm going to use these to decorate this week and next week in my weeks, in my Hobonichi weeks, obviously, because this week is blank so far. I used some of my own stickers the last couple of weeks, but I'm running out of my sheets, my 2 sheets, and I don't want to use loads of them up because I'm gonna list those extra parcels for Patreon. But yeah, I feel like I'm losing the plot because the dog is distracting me. But this is all super, super cute. I'll link the shop. You should definitely order. And I will catch up with you in a couple of days. Hi everyone, it's Saturday again this week. I mean, obviously it's Saturday every week, but you know what I mean, like, hi, it's Saturday again this time. Often I upload the video for patrons on a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then I make it live on a Sunday, but when I run late, obviously that doesn't happen. I wanted to film this catch-up segment yesterday when I got in from running errands, but it was so rainy, like it was proper raining, and it just made everything so dark that I really had no light to work with. I also wanted to ask you if you like these catch-up segments, if you like that I have been doing a twice-a-week check-in. I didn't really mean to get into such a routine with it. It was kind of accidental, but I think it works quite well. It helps me sort of set some intentions for the week, and then it lets me wrap up with you guys and check back in and show you how things have progressed, I guess. So let me know if you like that, and I'll keep doing it. This week has been pretty quiet, illustration and stuff wise. I went on some good walks. I obviously had that second delay with shipping some of the Halloween parcels, the last batch, which are now out, thankfully. Because my manufacturer or my supplier sent me like the wrong size of envelopes for the second time, which was really frustrating. But this week, basically instead of letting it like ruin my week, I just decided to do something else. So I went for a really long walk on the day that it happened because I was really upset. So I decided instead of having another embarrassing meltdown, I would just go for a walk. And then I managed to book a last minute hair appointment as well because my hairdresser had a cancellation, so that was really great because I've been meaning to do that. And then I ran some errands as well. It was just a big week of running errands and stuff, really. I've also been reading A Dowry of Blood, it's a little star, by S.T. Gibson. I'm really enjoying it. It's so good. It's not a retelling of Carmilla, it's the story of Dracula's first wife. There's a synopsis at the front. It's so good. The prose is so beautiful. I've never been so taken in so quickly by the way something is written. Like I've never been so easily and quickly swept away into a story, I guess. Like it starts quite quickly and then it just keeps going and going and going, and you just keep going with it. And like I don't think I've ever felt quite so swept up so easily, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm not making sense, but hopefully you know what I mean. A lot of times it takes me a while to get into a book. Often I find the first 100 pages to be the hardest to read, but I read all of this in like 2 sittings. I read most of it in 1 sitting, and then I read like a few pages, not 100 pages, a few pages in the hairdressers as well while my hair was like cooking. I'm just over halfway through, or just under halfway through, and I'm really excited to finish it. I'm going to try and finish it this weekend. I was hoping to have finished it by the end of this week so I could give you like a proper end note, but I didn't manage it just because it was a week of errands, which is quite tiring for me. So then by the time I got home in the evening, I was too tired to read. So that's where we're at on the book front. Planner front, things are fine. I haven't finished this week's spread, but it is like most of the way there, as you can see. My to-do list obviously wasn't very long because it was just a lot of errands and not a lot of anything else, which is fine, just not very exciting. One thing I will say is earlier in the week you saw me read some tarot cards, and I do that quite often, and I've started making notes. So what I do is I type up my notes initially and then I'll collect them in my notebook after, just because it helps me to learn the meanings and stuff properly and to keep track of things. It's like studying, I guess. So I do it in both places, on my laptop first so I can edit things as I go, and then I'll copy it into my notebook when I'm happy. Apart from that, this week was pretty quiet. I don't think I have a lot else to add. Oh, one thing I did want to show you a bit more of because it's really cool and it's kind of loud, so sorry in advance. But this lantern I got from the Disney shop. I wouldn't normally literally buy from the Disney shop because it's a bit like they need my money. But it's from the Skeleton Dance, like the OG Spooky Scary Skeleton Dance. And it's really cool because it projects. And I just wanted to show you because it's £30, which obviously isn't cheap, but for the Disney shop I was surprised because they could definitely get away with charging a lot more for it, I will say. I would have expected them to charge more for it, and it's pretty decent. Like, I'm not saying you should buy it, I'm just saying it's the quality is a lot better than I expected for the price point for the Disney shop, basically. And it's really pretty. I think it's gonna look really good like on the table, like I'm gonna say at Christmas, at Halloween, because it will just project and it'll look really cool. It doesn't spin or rotate or anything, which I thought it might, but it is a very strong projection. Obviously we're sat here in daylight and you can still see it really clearly. And the handle is really nice. I actually chipped mine because I am silly. But it's nice because it's like a copper color, which is again a nice feature that they didn't have to do, I guess. Like, basically what I'm saying is, with when it comes to Disney and the Disney shop, I'm always expecting the very worst. And I feel like they outperformed this time, or like not outperformed, but they delivered a product that is actually decent and usable. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you also love skeletons and niche Halloween decorations. Like, this is a really nice one to keep for the future. It takes like AA batteries, which is great. So I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, apart from that, not a lot this week, just a lot of walking. I hope you enjoyed the walking footage. I think it was really pretty. The colours now, the autumn colours are all out and it looks really cool, so I hope you enjoyed that. Next week I'm really excited, obviously, because it's going to be Halloween week. I have plans. I'm so scared to talk about them in case it somehow jinxes it. I feel like I've had such bad luck recently that I really don't want to jinx my plans for next week. I will make a video next week, an Attic Archives, like a Halloween one. So just stay tuned. It might be late. I will say that it might be late because I'm hopefully, like, you better cross your fingers. If I end up jinxing this, I'll be devastated, but cross your fingers because I think I might be doing something really cool on the Saturday with my brother. So it might be late because then I'll have to edit it on Sunday. But if it all works out, my voice is like shaking. I really want it to work out because I think it'll be really cool, so hopefully. But otherwise that's it for this week. Next week, hopefully super cool for a Halloween thing. And I will see you there.